Quinn and Lula, and we are joined again with Jen. What's your next question, Jen?
Does my loved one need to be embalmed?
Okay, great question. So, here legally in the state of Florida, you do not have to be embalmed. There's a couple of different scenarios, though, that we would, of course, recommend embalming to occur. If you are planning on being cremated with no type of services, embalming is not required at all, and your loved one is going to be placed in a climate-controlled area at the funeral home until the time of cremation.
Okay.
Now, if you are planning on being buried, typically embalming is going to be something that the funeral home is going to recommend, especially if we're having an open casket for visiting hours prior to the funeral service. Now, if you wanted the closed casket the entire time, embalming is not going to be required at all. But again, it's always recommended by the funeral home when we are planning for burial that we would do the embalming. What else do you got for me?
Okay, so since we live in Florida and we do have a lot of snowbirds, what if we have a transfer out of state?
So when it comes to transferring an individual back home from Florida, embalming is typically going to be recommended. But again, it is not going to be required. The airlines may have certain requirements, though, if the body is unembalmed. One of the things that we do here at Hazley, if we are transferring somebody back home and they are not wanting to be embalmed, is we actually use ice packs, and we will place those strategically around the individual to make sure that the individual's body temperature is kept low enough during that flight. Some airlines, we used to use dry ice, but they don't allow the dry ice anymore. So it's going to be kind of a preference of both the funeral home and, of course, the airline that we are using to transfer the individual back home.
Okay.
Good?
Good.
All right. Remember, guys, get busy living.